going on, y'all? Welcome to another video. Intended to put a video out yesterday, but I had something happen and I kind of want to talk about that. So again, I got plenty of stuff pre-recorded for you, trust me. Things happen and I want to get to those, so let's talk about it. Coming up on Riding with Kev. Well, good soggy morning in Kansas City. We have our load. We are going to go pick up right here in Kansas City, like 12 miles away. And we're gonna run a load over to Pennsylvania. So it's a pretty good load. A little over, I don't know, like 320-ish a mile. That's not super heavy. I'm gonna pick it up. It's always good when you know where you're picking up and you run the Google review and they have a 4.7 rating and it's all drivers saying, I didn't get a 30-minute reset. I was in and out in 20 minutes, in and out in 30 minutes. So fingers crossed we'll be in and out in 30 minutes. But sometimes out here, you gamble and you lose. So let's go to yesterday, which was Monday. Today is Tuesday and I'm still in Kansas City. But we got unloaded. It was a really cool place. I'll tell that story real quick. It's kind of funny. I thought I had an 8 o'clock appointment. I got there at 7, and the guy says, well, you're here, but you're a work-in. I was like, what does that mean? He goes, well, we'll work you in. We will bag you a dock. He goes, you get dock 13 right now. He's like, but if another truck shows up, we got to load that truck and stop unloading you. I was like, well, it is what it is, right? What are you going to do? I'm here. And I got in, and I went to my truck, and I'm about to pull in, and there's a truck in front of me, and he stops in the middle of the road, like right in front of where we're supposed to turn in. I'm like, oh, here we go. He got here to beat me. This is a very tight yard. Like he got there and he beat me. But apparently he'd missed the turn and his GPS, whatever it was, and he kept going. And I said, zoop. And I went in and I got in the dock and I kind of looked like I knew what I was doing. It was impressive. I'm going to be putting the GoPro out here on the mirror, do a little bit of footage, show you some stuff, a little bit of cool backing because I did so well. You know, if I film it, I probably won't do very well. But I got in, and by the time he got back around and figured out to check in and got everything, they had me unloaded. So him following the GPS, he even said, well, the GPS says it's here. I was like, well, Google reviews told you where to go. I love Google reviews. Starting to leave more of them as well. But I was unloaded before he got back into the dock, and they're like, you got lucky. I was like, yes, I did. So I went over here to this pilot, I don't know, 9, 10 o'clock. So let's find a load. She goes, okay. So I got this load I'm working on. I said, okay, tell me about it. She goes, it's 520 miles for $2,500. I was like, yes, please. She goes, but we've got to bid it. This isn't one where it's just posted. You know, it's on one of the boards they had, and we got to bid it. And we're bidding and going back and forth, and I'm sure we're not the only person bidding a load like that. And she goes, but understand, you know, you got to figure out if we don't get this load and we spend an hour or two messing with it, all the good loads may be gone. I was like, well, I'm a risk taker, baby. So I said, let's go for it. And we thought we had it, and we ended up not getting the load.
You just got jammed.
So all right, so here's what we can do. We can take a not great load. I'm sorry, my phone, not yours. We can take a great load or a bad load and just kind of get you somewhere, and I don't really see anything good really area, or we can wait till tomorrow. I said, you know what? It's Kansas City. We know there's good loads. She says, yes, there's good loads. We just missed out on them. It was just a risk we took. And you got to know your risk level and your comfort level. So I was like, well, we'll just wait till tomorrow morning. And 7:30, I had this load, first load out. We're going to deliver it Thursday. We'll pick up a load Thursday to Friday, and we'll do our weekend load. And we will still have a great week. When you get these good paying loads, when you're freight and you're hauling what you're worth, yeah, it sucks. It's been rough, but I think we're starting to get the steam back up. So, you know, like I said, my dispatcher and I are on the same page. We just have a very good open relationship, and I tell her, hey, you look, here's what I need. She knows what we need. We come up with plans ahead of time. It's a very good thing, and it worked out for me. So I'll take a risk every now and then. I'll take a flyer on a ridiculous load that may cost me a second load. You just got to know your risk and your planning. And being Monday, I still got the whole rest of the week to make money. And like I said, so this load here's, like I said, it's less, right at 1,000 miles for over $3 a mile. I got a full tank of fuel I filled up yesterday, so we won't have to stop for fuel in Pennsylvania, thank God. But that's where we're at. We're going to go pick up this load and roll our way over to Pennsylvania. Keep you posted. Well, and just like that, we are now in soggy Pennsylvania. Good Thursday morning, guys. We are got this load done. They are, well, we still got the red light, but by the way, they're pushing on the outside of my trailer walls. We're about to be unloaded. And then we are working right now to find a load. We're trying to figure out, we're playing it. We've got two ways we can do this. We can do a Thursday to Friday load, get me a short load, $1,200-1,300 for a couple hundred miles. Or we might like that Colorado load. Not that we're going to Colorado.
Emotional, damn it!
But we might get a longer load. Hey, it might be a weekend load, but if it pays, you know, if I can get a $1,000 load and a $3,000 load, or I can get one $5,000 load, fuel prices, miles, we're looking at all that. So good thing about getting empty early is you get you got a little time to pursue your options. So that is where we are at. I will keep you updated when we get to our next shipper and let you know what we ended up doing. So also, if you notice on that back end video, and I probably shouldn't say this, but I went in, and you notice I had to do a couple pull-ups. I didn't do my alley dock. Instead of being able to get a full curve and then go out, I had to cut it short because of these trailers right here in front of me. And for that reason, I overshot the spot. Basically, when I came back in, I was too far over. And so I had to do a couple, but when I'm in big places like this, I don't worry about nailing it the first time. I worry about nailing it close enough to get a pull-up and get it done. You don't have to be perfect out here, guys. I see so many guys like, oh, I got to get my load there. I knew what I was doing. I had plenty of room. Pulled up a little too far. I didn't get the full maneuver in. You're not going to get it perfect every time. Now, as long as you know how to fix it and you don't spend half an hour trying to fix it, but we'll get better. I'm still learning the Mac. It's still got a different, it's every, you know, I'm in 5 different trucks, and so I learned how to do alley docks basically in a Peterbilt. And so now I'm trying to do them in a Mac, which is a different wheelbase. So we'll try to make some videos on that and get some upcoming stuff done. But right now, we're trying to figure out where we're going to make some more money. Talk to you in a second. Well, it's kind of like they say, when you don't pick up the camera, that's when you miss the good stuff. With where I had to come in, you can see this. I had to come in down that little driveway. Got to come up here to about 10 foot there. And nose it in there. Back in this little dock that we are in. But we made it. Now, I have no idea how we're going to get out of here. I don't want to step on my glasses. So we ended up taking the short run. It's a 200 total mile day for over $1,100, like 1,150, 1,100. No, it's $1,100. So well, sorry about getting interrupted earlier there, but when they say, hey, we're going to load you, let's figure out how to load it, you kind of got to stop making the video. So we got that load. We are 17 miles from where we're dropping off in the morning. It was a cool, like I said, what I mentioned earlier, it's a little 270 mile run for $1,100. Nice and light. I think it says 10,000 pounds. I guarantee you it don't weigh 8,000 pounds. It's hardly nothing in that trailer. Running over. Now, what was kind of funny about that place was I showed you in the video that you saw earlier where I was kind of doing the weeble wobbles and trying to get it in because I didn't have a whole lot of room. I got loaded and realized that I didn't have a way out because they had some vans that were blocking. I could pull in, you know, to back in, but to get back out, they had a bunch of vans that I had to drive past. I said, hey, can you move those vans? And they're like, no, those belong to our sales guys. Their keys with them. They're gone. They don't have them here. I said, well, that means I got to go to the left. And if you remember from the video, I'll try and pull a clip. I may not be able to. It's a little tiny area. And I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to safely U-turn. I didn't think. It's like, well, that's the only way out. Got to be careful. Got to be safe. I took it slow. It was basically like this. And then I finally got out and I didn't damage anything and I got here to the truck stop. But I was gonna put the video about the 5 things, 5 likes, dislikes, but I want to talk about the title of the video because it's a big deal. When you're making your plans to come out here. So when my mother-in-law passed, there was no question I was going home to be with my wife. When she asked me to come off the road because she needed me, there was no question. My plans, I said I do, she comes first. So we had to put the plans on pause. And you have to have that conversation with whomever is important to you, whoever your significant other or situation is, that, hey, this is what it's going to entail. You know, birthdays might be on a Thursday, and I may not be able to be there till Saturday. Now, I think my kids are okay. I think that, you know, I call them on their birthdays or anything that I might miss at school, and then I'm there for the big important things. But there's something deeper than that, and I got to tell you a backstory to tell you that story, so bear with me. Back when I graduated as a senior, right before my senior year in high school, back in the 90s, my parents separated. And while I love my father and we got along fine, I would not say we had a bad relationship. We had a very awkward relationship. I'll call it that. He loved me, I loved him, everything was great. But when he moved out, my mother, who had been a housewife for 24 years, suddenly had to provide bread, had to go make, she had 2 kids. My older brother was already off in college, but she had 2 kids and she had to provide for them and all that stuff like that. So I kind of got some freedoms that I'd never had before, and I'll just kind of leave it at that. And I didn't make bad decisions. I wasn't a bad kid. I was a 17-year-old kid who all of a sudden had freedom that he never had, and I took advantage of it. And my best friend at the time, who is now my best friend 30 years later, his father took an interest in me and helped, you know, he one of those people in life that he may not have been, he was not a father-like figure. He was not my best friend, and I could tell him anything, and he taught me lessons about life. But sometimes when you're kind of going down the wrong path, God, in my opinion, they give people just kind of nudge you back into the right path. And that was my best friend's father, and he was a hell of a guy. And just an all-around good dude. And so when I went into the Marine Corps 10 days after I turned 18, like I said, I had friends, nobody could relate to me, and I had a falling out with church, and my dad was gone, and I went in the Marine Corps, and I came back, and I was visiting with my best friend, and not because I had done anything wrong, but I'll never forget standing in the den, and his dad put his hand on my shoulder, and he told me he was proud of me. And at that point in my life, there weren't a whole lot of people that were proud of me. Like I said, I wasn't a bad guy, but, you know, just at that point in life, it is what it is. And so I will say that I would not be the man I am today without him. He was just one of those, good guy, good character, the guy you want to be like. And so I only have 2 or 3 of him left. My father's died. And so he was very important to me. So when we went home for my anniversary, we went to the budding metropolis of Shreveport, Louisiana. Not because we wanted to go to the boats at Shreveport, because we got Windstar Casino on our way, but it was a getaway. But because on Sunday, I wanted to go see my best friend's dad. He had not been doing well in health. He has Parkinson's because of, I didn't know, because of Agent Orange from Vietnam. But he was in pretty rough shape, and I'd kick myself if I didn't get to go see him. And so I went and saw him and got to see him and see his wife. I got to call her mom. And my best friend's sister came over, and then we left, and I came back, and I went back out on the road. Well, I got the call you don't want yesterday, and he died. And I'm in Pennsylvania. And the only thing I want to do is go hug my best friend and tell him it's going to be okay, because I've been there. I lost my father in 2009, and I can't. No matter how bad I want to, I can't. Now, I could deadhead to Shreveport, and my best friend would punch me in the face when I showed up, because that would be dumb. But he understands. But the point of the video is things like this are going to happen. And when you're out here pursuing your goals and dreams, you have to decide at what point can you miss? What are you okay with? Hold on one sec. At what point are you what are you okay with? Are you okay missing a birthday, or you have to be at every birthday? What if somebody who's important in your life passes away? Are you gonna be okay not being able to be there? I'll tell you, as I've said before, when you're home time, you better dang make sure that you're doing what you need to do, because remember, I got in on late from Denver, and it was Saturday, and we were supposed to left Friday, and then it was like, and I had to go see him. I would kick myself in the rear end if I didn't get to see him. And so I made time. That's the point of the video. You can have your hopes and dreams and your goals, but you better make time, and you better have a very good plan, because you don't know when somebody's going to pass. You don't know when somebody might get hurt. And I'm not talking about kid or wife. I'm talking about somebody who's important to you, and you really want to be there, and you can't. That happens a lot out here. So when you're factoring your plans and you're seeing the cool stuff and all the great stuff that you see in these YouTube videos about how great trucking is, there is another side to it. And you have to figure out what your level of pain, your comfort level is with being gone. Some people don't have a care in the world, and the heck with it, buddy, and they go run their business, and they're very cold-hearted people. There are a lot of very successful people that are cold-hearted. I'm not saying you have to do what you got to do for you. But what I'm saying is, I'm tore up over it. But he's okay, and I'm okay, and I got to see him a week and a half ago, and I got to see my best friend a week and a half ago, and so we're going to keep moving with this trucking, with this thing called life. But you do need to understand, you come out here, you're going to miss stuff. There is stuff that you're going to want to do, and you're not going to be able to. So you better make sure that this is what God wants. I'm happy. I understand. I'm very thankful for him. God put him in my life for a reason, and he's obviously, God did not put the man on earth to serve me or to be a part of me, but he is a part of who I am, and I will miss him. And just be careful before you get out here, and make sure you got your plan straight. But we do. I've got some more videos coming. It looks like we're gonna have time. I'll get the likes and dislikes. I'll get the other stuff out. But this was just important to me because he was such a good man. So on that note, I'm gonna take a relaxing evening, and God bless, and let's get rolling.